impacts the sports media landscape. Let's bring in a person who knows that landscape very, very well, Mike Tirico, commentator for NBC Sports. Mike, let's talk Sunday Super Bowl, but let's put that off now. In light of this new package that's coming out today, you just were the anchor on the largest streamed sports event in history for Peacock, the Kansas City, or was it Buffalo game a couple of weeks back. Talk to me about this new package, how the world you live and work in is changing.
Let's bring Julia back. I was interesting. I was taking notes as Julia was answering questions, Courtney and Tyler. So it is something of interest to all of us. I think as providers of content, which is what we do, it doesn't change our jobs significantly right now. As it plays out, maybe there's an adjustment down the line. But I can go back to the game you referred to as the wild card game. It was about 7 below outside, Kansas City playing Miami, one of the coldest games in NFL history. Yet we didn't do anything different other than stay on through some commercial breaks in the fourth quarter and provide more content about the game, more content about the playoffs. And that game was, as you mentioned, the largest streaming event we've seen in America so far. So I think we're at a time where things are evolving and moving. Tyler, for the two of us, we've come a long way from the transistor radio under
we
our
sure
pillow.
have.
Trying to listen to a baseball game is with it. Mom, I'm asleep. Don't worry about it. And trying to listen to a game. Now it's the kids take the phone to bed and watch the games if they love sports. But we're in an evolving ecosystem, as Julia had mentioned. David Faber was mentioning it earlier this morning. This is a changing time. Things are going to move around. I think as content providers, our job and our team at NBC Sports, do the best job you can and know that the delivery options are evolving and adjusting. And the people who are in the floors above us, who are the ones in charge, we're going to figure out ways that we get to the consumer the best product out there.
Mike, it's exciting to have you on the program. An honor to talk to you and ask you a question. You know, Super Bowl obviously right around the corner coming up. I don't know if you're going to give us a prediction, but other expectations for the game. First time it's being held in Las Vegas?
Yeah, Courtney, it's going to be exciting. You know, Taylor Swift's going to be there. I don't know if you've heard that.
I've heard this.
It's the conversation that comes up every hour. Think about where we've come. Las Vegas, Nevada, and gambling and the NFL were in complete opposite sides of the room.
Sure.
Now, not only is there a franchise there, but the biggest event in sports, the Super Bowl, will be there in Las Vegas. We did 2 games there this year. I can tell you fans come from all over when their team is playing the Raiders to experience what Las Vegas is all about. And I think it's going to be a Super Bowl week unlike we've ever seen before, with the number of people who go there on a regular basis, the celebrity factor around the game, then the celebrity factor inside. And the league hits a grand slam as they deliver 2 really good teams who are well known. I think it happens at a very interesting time because sports gaming and sports gambling is as much a part of the story of the NFL as it ever has been. And now here we are in the capital of sports gambling, Las Vegas, for the biggest event the NFL has.
I'd love to follow up on that with you because I find, as an old school kind of guy, you and I grew up and gambling, as you said, they were at other ends of the room. But now the professional leagues, most especially, have in some ways hitched themselves or gotten married to the gambling, the bookmakers. I wonder how comfortable you feel that marriage is. I mean, on the one hand, they're cautioning about the evils of gambling, or the dangers of gambling, should I say. On the other hand, they are, really in partnership or in league with the gambling companies.
They absolutely are, Tyler. No doubt about it. We've come a long way from it's a guy in a corner bar with a brown bag and some money handling the wagering for the game, and you go to a payphone with you can't even find a payphone anymore and make your wager. Now you pick up your cell phone and do it in the states where it is legal. And you've seen all those places that we're showing on the screen. The books in Las Vegas have become part of the entertainment. For some folks, more interesting than going to see one of the shows at night is to hang out at the book and make a bet. Though Roger Goodell at his State of the League press conference on Monday was asked this and did mention that some personnel who worked for the league were in some ways hit, whether they lost their jobs or were suspended or other items because of their involvement in gambling. They've tried to make a very clear line between your job at the National Football League and gaming. And they're trying to maintain that. We've seen players who have been suspended from their teams for gambling on other sports, but doing it in an NFL facility while they were on their phones. So the league is trying to draw a big, bright line between the ethics of the game and the ability to ensure a clean product and gambling. Now, only time will tell if they'll be able to maintain that. They're trying to do it best they can. And by bringing all the advertising, you can't watch a commercial break in the NFL without hearing about a gaming service or those type of things.
No,
yet we can't talk about it in the broadcast. We can't say, hey, the Chiefs are a 7-point favorite and they're up by 6. We're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
At some point, I think those lines will blur a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that's the way
and you
it
can't
stands
talk
right
about
now.
the over-under or the fact that Kelsey, the over-under on Kelsey catching a pass or whatever it was. You're enjoying that.